So Book Tower has been an icon in the skyline of Detroit for almost a century and has seen the ups and downs of the history of the city.
The Book Tower is really an exciting project. Most people think of it as one building, but it's actually two. And the original 13-story portion of the building was built in 1916, 1917. And then 10 years later, the tower itself, 38 stories, was constructed.
Book Tower is a mixed-use development. It includes apartments, hotel, a number of food and beverage outlets, as well as a large amenity space for the residents and guests of the project.
So the Book Tower is a place that is really amazing from that standpoint. There's restaurants, there's a gym, there's study, there's bars, there's everything that really you need to be in a building here. One of the things that became evident as the building started to progress through construction was that there was definitely a melding of two styles. The historical aspect of the building, our storefronts, the interior walls, marble, things like that, had to meld with new updated amenities. The millwork in our spaces, the finishes in the spaces. The vibe was really becoming clear that it wasn't really a delineation between old and new. It was this meld of the two.
The thing that I was most involved getting our hands around to pushing to the finish. The thing that probably stood out the most is the teamwork and the commitment to the project, even after years being here, was still the same. When I got here and we were in the final stage to the finish, there's so many people that got involved here. There's over 6,000 trades that were involved. Everybody was still working together, pushing towards the same goal of getting this project delivered.
So anytime you're renovating a building of this scale, of this era, and that had been abandoned for as long as this one had been, there's always challenges. One of the big challenges, because it's a historic building, we were obligated to maintain certain elements of the project. So that forced our team and our design team to be super creative with how we were laying out units. Certain spaces like the one we're in here, it was one of these idiosyncratic spaces that maybe didn't work well for a unit or an apartment, but worked great for an amenity space.
For the future of Detroit, the Book Tower, the entire complex is what I think you're going to see a lot of the historic buildings become. It isn't going to be one purpose, there'll be multi-purposes. One of the early projects that I helped the team work on was the main lobby area. And to know what had happened with that, with the overfloors having been put in at some period of time and the skylight covered up. That stained glass, there's 13,000 pieces, but the space frame, if you will, that holds that glass up into place was totally missing and had to be constructed. So they made the space frame and then actually started building the panels because every one of them has a bend to it and every bend is unique. The craftsmanship that went into that, very, very unique.
I personally think it's a great honor to be recognized for this project. I love that this project can get this kind of recognition from an association like CREW.
It's not an award for the building, it's the award for the people that worked on the building. I'm an architect, a carpenter, construction manager, whatever, we all encompass that we did this together.